Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Episode 4 of Zero Builds of Empire in the Last Federation. So, last episode we unlocked the ability to create the Federation, however there's one problem. If we go here, and if we try to convince another race to join the Federation, and we go say Andors, create Federation with other races is the one I meant to say. They both have to like each other at about 100. Currently, one is 7.2 and the other one is 0. So there's not much that's going to be able to happen there. However, one thing I've also noticed, if I go in here, these guys, like the Acutians, well, it's a fair amount, it's 5.2. I mean, but that's probably one of the larger relationship, what's the word I'm looking for? Indicators of a relationship in the solar system at the moment. And then if I go over to these to the Andors, which I remind you are the two races I am looking to create my initial federation with, and then go in here, they also like the Acutians. So while I don't think I'm ever going to be on friendly terms with the Acutians, I'm thinking maybe it might be a good idea to stop dicking them over. So what I was thinking about this and trying to figure out how I was going to create a federation. And here's what I'm thinking. Nothing brings people together more than mutual hatred. The Burles and Thraxians are both already spacefaring. And if I go over to the Burles here, and if we take a look at them, the Burles are a mess. Like the Peltians, they don't respond to credit. Unlike the Peltians, this isn't due to innocence. The Burles respond only to threats, violence, and bribes, which you can turn into leverage against specific warlords. Just don't put all your stock in one warlord, as initial intrigues or wars can wind up getting your guy killed. Okay, so if we look at these guys' stats, they hate pretty much everybody. The only person that they don't really have problems with are the Andors and the Borines, and I imagine that's going to change pretty quick. If we head over to the Thraxians, the Thraxians are overall very difficult to please, and there are comparatively few political deals you can make with them. They are also somewhat capricious. Though logic does largely drive their behavior, periodic hormonal shifts in the queens as they go through their egg-laying cycles also plays a part. So if we look at these guys do actually like most of the people in the universe, or the solar system so far. So I'm thinking, eventually, the Burles are going to start a war with somebody. I'm not sure who yet, but they're going to do it. And as soon as they do that, then I can get the other races to kind of band against them. And ultimately, hopefully, use that hatred of the Burlists to build a very strong federation. So we're kind of abandoning the whole idea of using these guys as military arm and everything else, because I think these guys haven't been as militarily active as I thought they were going to be. Because if I take a look at the racial power grid, I mean, admittedly, they do have the second strongest ground power in the universe right now. Why do I keep saying universe? In the solar system right now. But they're not really, I don't know, from the looks of things, they're not really looking to use it. That could change, I could be wrong, but so far, the Burles the Borines are actually one of the strongest space power, which is unexpected. So far, they don't really seem to be interested in doing anything else, right? So, I'm thinking what I will do is I will leave the universe as it is for now, to really just, let the pot boil a little more. While that's happening, I'm thinking it might be a good idea to establish a scientific outpost for myself that I can either rent to other races to gain some credits, or that I can use myself to make sure that I don't fall behind in technology. So we're going to hire a few construction workers here. Let me see, how long is it going to take me to do this on my own? I know it takes longer to do this than to help another race do it. Space outpost. Yeah, it's going to take me 480 months, which is about 2 hours of relative time. And I'm definitely going to think science outpost. Let's hire, let me see, what would it cost me? Let's hire 30 construction workers. Gonna cost me 9,000 credits, but I think this will be worth it. So let's hire them. And then let's go here and build the scientific outpost. Alright, and then we will fast forward. Burles are fighting each other right now. Oop, let's put this on pause. Let's see what's developed while we were building. Alright, tech learned via raw resource expenditure. The borines. The planetary ion cannon has been discovered by the race spending a lot of resources on one of its planets. Alright, so they've got planetary ion cannons. I actually should have maybe gotten these Skylaxians to give that to them, but oh well. Live and learn. Laser pistols researched by the Evox, who are 7 minutes away from gaining space flight on their own. Action starting. Attack target of opportunity, the Thoraxians. The Thoraxians have been sizing up the Acutians, in particular Linos, and they felt that they have the forces required to succeed in an aggressive move, so they are having a go. And okay, apparently my previous statement was wrong. The Thoraxians are in fact getting ready to start attacking. Let's see, what else? What's the last one here? Tech learned via raw resource expenditure by the Skylaxians. Space elevators. So let's clear this out. So let's see what the abort current dispatch mission. You can abort this dispatch if you need to go take care of something else that has come up. If you're working on researching a technology, building a building, or constructing an outpost, your progress will be saved so that you can come back to it later. Okay. So we will come back to that in a second. I want to go over here and see what the Skylaxians now think of the Thoraxians. There's not as much hate going on there as I thought. They have built up quite a bit of relations with some of the other races, though. I'm going to let that war play out. It's not really affecting either race that I honestly care about right now, but let's have a look at the power grid. The Thoraxians and the Acutians. So the Thoraxians are going to easily beat the Thoraxians are easily going to beat the Andor or the Acutians in space combat. Ground combat is a little bit of a different story, I'm thinking. I mean, yes, they have more ground soldiers. They have or ground power, I guess. They have 36 million soldiers, which equates to about 9,500 ground power. I don't know. I'm gonna wait and see how this progresses. Where are these guys going? Oh, they're taking over the old Hydral homeworld. Is that what this planet is called? What is this planet called? Is this Linos? I don't think so. No, this is just the destroyed Hydral planet. That's what it's called. This is Linos. Alright, well, as I said, we're going to let that war play out. Let's see how it goes. The Thoraxians might actually become the race that the rest of the galaxy... I keep saying galaxy. The rest of the universe unites against. So let's go back to building my space outpost. Yeah. Well, let's just see how that goes. Alright, tech researched. The Acutians. Nanometallurgy has been researched through normal scientific efforts. I don't even know what that does. That's it. I want to take a look. What does that do? Nanometallurgy. Where is that? This is all... Yeah, this hasn't been... Alright, can I sort this list? Yeah, here we go. Nanometallurgy. The speed of ship construction for that race is boosted by 1.1. Alright. Actually, a lot of people seem to have that technology. Ah, I even have that that technology. Alright, well, let's carry on.
The Evox are now spacefaring. Extreme caution is advised. They are not aggressive, but are incredibly dangerous when cornered. These are the same beings who wiped out most of your population with mysterious technology.
Mysterious technology, aka missiles. But anyways, so the Skylaxians have a distress call that I'm going to answer. but let's just see what else is happening in the universe. So, okay, that's the one we already looked at. Pirate base forms. Spacefaring and dislikes Hydral. The Ewok race has become spacefaring, and their mistrust for you, less than zero influence, has led a portion of their populace to immediately retreat to the belts and form a pirate base. These particular individuals simply don't have faith that you won't try to murder their entire race, and thus they figure dispersal is in their best interests. Well, I'll probably go kill them now. Okay, so the Evox became spacefaring. That's okay. I'm not really sure what these guys are going to do, to be perfectly honest. That being said, let's go take care of these freighters. Alright, freighter distress call. Krieg 3 here. A dishonorable band of ice belt dwellers has set upon us. I'm afraid we are quite outgunned and would be grateful for assistance from any source. So if I win, the Skylaxians will like me more, which is good. I will gain 250 to 375 of a resource from each surviving freighter, which hopefully I can then sell to make some money. So let's do that. Okay. So these are the guys I have to kill. Right? Evox. These are Evox. Yeah, okay. So these are the guys I need to kill. So we're gonna take down our shields a little bit here. Boost up our weapons. Start heading this way. And then we're gonna switch to the energy blaster. And target... We're gonna go after this guy first. Those are homing missiles. Alright, let's... I'm going to take another point away from our engines, keep going this way, and focus on him. Hopefully we can avoid those homing missiles. If they get too close, then I will... is his... Yes. So first is spread shot, actually. Provided I can get close enough to him to use it. But let's switch over to that. That's actually really, really good because it's doing damage to other things other than him. At least in my personal opinion. Oh, my shields are gone. Alright, let's... all power to the shields. Alright, so that's one of them dead. We're also going to use a special ability here, just to buy myself a little bit of time, or a little bit of breathing room out of this here to hopefully get my shields recharged. And we're going to do that with Kamichi to hopefully distract some of them as well. Alright, keep moving. And let's try to let my shields recover. Switch over to that, and this guy is our next target. Okay, shields are recovering. Or at least starting to. That homing missile is getting pretty close. And it could hurt if it hits. So we're going to use the deployment jammer just to knock it out of the air. Keep moving and keep shooting this guy. He is actually down now to his... Actually, according to this, my energy blaster would do more than my gravity lance. But I'm going to use spread shot against him to hopefully take out some of these. I'm gonna head up this way. And keep shooting this guy. How's he doing as far as damage is concerned? Oh, his shields are still up from the looks of things. Yeah, okay. Let's switch back over to my energy blaster then. Oh, you know what I need to do is I need to take some power away from my shields and put them back into my weapons. That would be a good idea. No, I didn't want to target him. Anyways, target him. Alright. Now his shields are gone. Now we're gonna stick right on top of him, get nice and close, and just shotgun him in the face. Oh, my shields are gone again. This is a nasty battle. Okay, keep hitting this way. We're going to have one more round of this, and then we're going to pop a special ability, a Giga Cannon, to hopefully knock out some of these shots. There we go. Now we just have... I'm kind of wondering if I've maybe lost the freighters. I don't see this Galaxians anywhere. Might be up there. Let's continue taking this guy out. Not much we can do either way. Switch back over to our energy cannon. Do some damage there, hopefully. Zoom in. Okay, we need to get out of this barrage a little bit. There's just so much firepower flying around here. Is he out of shields? Yes, he is. So we're going to switch over to the spread shot. That spread shot is actually really nice, I have to say. Not so great for damaging the hull, I think, but taking out like the swarms of enemies, I think it's better than the minigun, personally. Oh, I am hurting really badly. Alright, let's take a moment. Okay, all power to the shields. And I need something that is going to... Operation Wolf. Alright. So those guys will go out, hopefully protect me a little bit. And I will keep going down this way. It's really hard to notice when I'm getting low on hull because my, you guys can't see it, but my FPS counter and my recording indicator are basically right over top of my health bars. So I kind of have to look at it through the numbers that it's showing me. It's a little weird. Anyway, let's keep shooting this guy while I let my shields repair. I think it's probably best just to keep a nice amount of power into my shields in this battle, at least until I take out some of these nastier ships. Alright, so there's him gone. Now, according to this, I have 30 enemies remaining. We're gonna hit the afterburner just to give myself some extra speed and some maneuverability. And then we're gonna switch over to auto fire. Hopefully take out a bunch of the little ones. So I'm thinking, yeah, there's the other ship there. So let's head over this way. Alright, now that we're here, again, let's see if we can't slow her down a little bit. Target him. How's his shields doing? Still good. So let's keep moving forward. Alright, looks like the afterburner is finally worn off. Let's head this way, do the spread shot, target him. Target him. Nice, I was able to take out a smaller ship there, which is definitely handy. Alright. So who do we have left? Oh, here's the ships I was supposed to be protecting. Hopefully they're still okay. We have 18 remaining ships. Let's do the shortwave fire, see if we can't take these guys over to help us. Yes, we did. Excellent. Now we're just going to continue on. Auto fire with spread shot. Oh, and combat's over, apparently. I guess by taking them over, I ended the combat. That's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if that was actually triggered it or not. Alright, so I hurt the evac pirates. Let's see here. I got 1,636 credits from destroying enemy ships, which is good. I rescued 18 evac pirates, so we're going to take those over to the evacs, see if we can't get some influence with them by giving their people back. And then I got whatever this stuff is. I imagine this is stuff like I could give to a race, maybe. Let's check out my inventory. Oh. Pelty Military has a secret proposal to gain spacefaring tech. We're actually going to do that, because they're the last ones to get into space, and it was one of the ones that I believe it suggested to me to get into space first. So let's go do that. This is Brother Ibuksu. I'm a science guy trying to make things fly. We're still having a bit of trouble with the final bits of getting ourselves into space without causing large craters. There is currently some sort of military operation going on in our upper atmosphere involving races that are already spacefaring. They seem to have found some sort of abandoned technology of yours, as best we can tell from the radio chatter. If you swoop in and manage to crash at least one of their flagships into our planet, we can use the technology to get ourselves into space. Nobody will realize that you made this deal with us. They will simply think you were trying to reclaim your lost tech. And I bet you could too. Thanks, bye. I think the Peltians are probably going to be one of my favorite races in this. Okay. So this will make the Peltians like us, and we can potentially get some Hydral tech. So the Evox got Vibroblades. They're definitely focusing on more military technology, and I'm not sure if I should be worried about that or not. What's all this now? Total number of enemy armadas. Okay, so this is basically just kind of like a war counter thing. So the Peltians got space elevators by raw resource expenditure. Alright, we're gonna go do this quest. Because not only does it help the Peltians, which, as I said, are very quickly becoming my favorite race, it also helps me by giving me some tech I can use. So, win-win, right? So we're up against the Burlists from the looks of things, which is fine by me since they are one of the races I'm kind of considering turning into the enemy of the solar system. While we're here, do they have any shields? Nope, so we're gonna go spread shot, target him. Alright, so we took out the little ship there. Let's go and target him. Yeah, I really like the spread shot. It's really good for taking out those annoying little fighters as you're focusing on something else. Alright, so that's him dead. Who else do we have left? This guy over here. He does have shields, though. We're going to take some power away from my shields, put them into my engines, so I can kind of swoop around like that. And we're going to switch over to auto fire to just take out the little guys. Alright, now while we're here, we're going to head up towards this way and switch over to our energy blaster and try to take out this guy. Just keep circling him to do some damage to his shields. Alright, so now that his shields are gone, the best weapon I have against him is my Giga Cannon, which I think I will use. That did a little bit of damage. And now we'll focus on him with the Gravity Lance. Oh, and done and done. Was that everybody? Really?
The Peltians are now spacefaring. They are soft and weak. However, they have a penchant for blowing things up from orbit. They may be easy allies to win over.
Oh, the Peltians, I swear. I know I've said this before, but I have to say it again. They are going to be my favorite race in this. Detailed planet stats. The planet detail screen that you are accustomed to has now has substantially more insight into the guts of the simulation. There's not much point in me explaining all those stats because they each have tooltips that already do just that. I just withheld it from you until now so that you could first focus on the really key information before seeing this sort of thing. At least that one was short. So the Burles lost some power. Anything else important down here? I killed 22 ships, which is definitely makes you feel powerful. I got some credits for destroying them. Did I not get any Hydral tech? Action took, destroyed all enemy. Oh, armor piercing shot gained. Nice. So let's find out what that is. So if I go here, customize flagship. Is that... yeah, it's right here. Armor piercing. Able to be auto-dodged by the maneuvering jets on most smaller craft, but very powerful and travels through entire lines of ships and obstacles. Huh. I'm not sure if that would be... See, I wish they gave me some numbers, like how much damage does it do to shields? How much damage does it do to hull? I'll have to see if maybe I can find something like that on the wiki. Alright, so the Peltians are now in space. So, this is the state of the universe right now. The Thoraxians and the Acutians seem to be in a little bit of a war. Near as I can tell, the Acutians are losing. So if I take a look here. Yeah, they have no space power left, especially not compared to the Thoraxians. And whoa, the Thoraxians have jumped up in ground power. Like, ridiculously so. That might be something I need to worry about in the future. Looks like the Burles have taken this from the Thoraxians. I'm not sure why I didn't get a notification about that. It's too bad I couldn't like go and take control of my old shattered homeworld. It's like, this is mine. But anyway, I think this is probably a pretty good point to end the episode, guys. So we are well on our way to constructing our own scientific station. That'll take a little while longer, but in the meantime, we're letting the universe, I swear to you guys, one day I will get the terminology here right. The solar system boil a little bit before we really intercede, but everybody is now spacefaring, most of them by our hand in some way or another. The only ones that really got into space without our help are the Acutians, who started in space, and the Thoraxians, or the Evox, who don't really like us, but it's nothing compared to how much the Acutians don't like us. So next episode, we will continue to let things boil over a little bit, try to increase our own personal power, and then hopefully be able to ally 1 or 2 races against either the Thoraxians or the Burles. That's the hope anyway. But thank you guys very much for watching. I do appreciate it, and so long.